So the S22 series is out and it's ready for you to pre-book. The big question is, should you get yourself the latest S22 series or should you save some money and probably go for the S21? Now this video is going to help you make that decision. I'll talk about things that really matter and are very practical. Let's start with the first one. If you get the Galaxy S22, you're sure to enjoy Android updates all the way up to Android 16. Samsung confirmed this at their launch event. They said that all their new Galaxy phones, I hope they said all, are now going to get 4 years of Android updates from their year of launch. That is actually pretty cool. This also means you will be able to tolerate your S22 for longer. It'll increase its shelf life and your need to get a new phone quickly is hopefully going to be under control. Next, Samsung has been the best when it comes to display panels on smartphones. And somehow they've managed to improve that even more with the S22. See, not that I had any issues with the Galaxy S21 or the Note 20 Ultra displays, they were really kick-ass. But there were times when, in extreme sunlight conditions, it would overexpose the display, to brighten it up, but it would lead to a bit of loss of detail. And Samsung has perfected that problem, and they've implemented something called as Vision Booster in the S22 series. So this Vision Booster algorithm analyzes the histogram data of whatever is on your screen, and it instantly changes the intensity of pixels to make sure that darker areas are brightened up, colors are made richer, thereby improving color contrast for a sharper display experience even under direct sunlight. I mean, we knew that Samsung was already amazing with its AMOLED displays, but this takes things to the next level. And probably this is the stuff that differentiates, brightness on a flagship phone from brightness on a non-flagship phone. And by the way, the peak brightness on the S22 Ultra is now all the way up to 1750 nits. That's crazy. Next, here's a theory. You cannot be an S22 Ultra fan unless you're a Galaxy Note series fan. Because essentially the S22 Ultra is the Galaxy Note 22 Ultra. They just renamed it. And with that comes the S Pen, which they claim to have improved even more by reducing its latency down to just 3 milliseconds. It was 9 milliseconds in Note 20 Ultra, which was still pretty good. And the way they've done this is not only by making hardware improvements, but also leveraging AI that can confidently predict what you're going to write and just respond faster to your pen's movement. Honestly, I couldn't think of having a better S Pen experience than what I already do on the Note 20 Ultra or the Tab S7 Plus. But Samsung's managed to do that and I'm pretty excited to use it. Now, if you're a S Pen user or a Note series enthusiast, the S22 is a better device than S21 because not only do you get reduced latency while writing, the S Pen housing is right inside the phone, which means you don't have to carry an additional case to just store your S Pen, and that makes a difference. Okay, coming to the next one. You cannot be careful enough when it comes to dropping your phone. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen a couple of times throughout the life of your phone. The new S22 phones have a stronger Gorilla Glass Victus Plus protection on both the front and the back of the device. I mean, I've got the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra here, which I use as my daily driver. It's got Gorilla Glass Victus, which is pretty strong. I mean, I've dropped this a couple of times. No scratches, no cracks. It's doing really well. And the S22 phones, they're coming with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, which is supposed to be even stronger, which means your phone's going to last you more. It's going to be less prone to cracks, scratches. It's going to just last you more. It's got more durability in general, so why not? Even the body, it's made of armor aluminum, which is this new strong material Samsung has used to craft the rest of the body of the phone. So just think about it, just better materials, it's more cutting edge, and it's going to yield more value over time. So I think it's a really good investment. Okay, now the next three things may not be as practical, but if you're someone who enjoys taking photos, even casually, or if you're a creator, these are as practical as it can get. Samsung claims that they've made huge leaps in low-light photos and videos. They're calling it nightography. They made a huge thing about it in their launch event. Technically, Samsung now uses a 2.4 micrometer large pixel sensor. It just takes in more light and has an anti-reflective nano-coated lens on the glass and the lens so that the light can travel to the image sensor with fewer reflections, and therefore you get crisp photos and videos with minimal flare even in low light. And all of this does not only level up your photography game, but also improves video quality even in low light. And they've been able to do that because of much better OIS and something new that they've introduced called VDIS. Let me explain. So we all know what optical image stabilization is all about. It reduces camera shake caused by your hand by physically moving the lens in the opposite direction of the shake. The S22 Ultra's OIS has a 58% wider correction angle compared to its predecessor. And so that's a massive improvement in my opinion. And that way your video footage is smoother. Samsung also introduced Video Digital Image Stabilization, which is basically a software designed to analyze 4 times more motion data across the space and applies the learning to more accurately correct distortion along with this new OIS capability. And the phone does this entire thing and it adjusts the shaky frames one by one. I mean, this all sounds very cool and I think it's surely going to appeal to a lot of creators because they want all the flexibility to shoot anything, anywhere, anytime and not be constrained by lighting conditions, and this pretty much does that. Of course, all of these are just claims right now. We're yet to use the phone, test out these features and report back if they're actually that good. So make sure you're subscribed because when I do get the phone, I'm going to be doing all of that and report back to you. And lastly, and something very related, is that Samsung has hugely improved its portrait videos and photos as well. So earlier, while portrait modes could detect you quite well, it used to often make errors in accurately focusing on thinner objects. With the S22, Samsung has introduced AI stereo depth mapping that focuses on what you care about in the frame that you're trying to capture, and it uses something called as improved object segmentation to correctly interpret what should be vivid and sharp in the image that you just captured. And so again, whether it's low lighting conditions or regular lighting conditions, your portrait mode is going to function much better than any of its predecessors in both photo and video mode. Now, in addition to all of these things that I just talked about, Samsung also said how it's going to bring in more features to One UI. It talked about Super HDR that really takes regular, everyday photography to a whole other level. And it also really explained how they've managed to increase performance of the phone, yet made a lot of effort to keep the phone cool with their new thermal solutions for the S22. But should you go ahead and pre-book your Galaxy S22 or the S22 Ultra? I'd say just hold for a while. Let reviewers across the world get the phone, let them spend time with it, put it to test and evaluate the performance in real world usage and let them report back. Sure, you may miss on to a few, discounts or credits, but I think it would be worth it. I mean, things like how's the battery life, how's the heat management, are the processing algorithms really knocking low light photos out of the park? I mean, what we know right now are just confirmed promises that Samsung made at the launch event. But how well are they really going to stand? I mean, it's all very exciting and tempting, and I'm really excited to use the phone. But before you put your money in, you want to be sure what you're getting, right? Alright guys, that's pretty much it on the Galaxy S22 Ultra and whether you should buy it right now or should you go for the S21. If you guys still have questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. And as always guys, you want to stay tuned to all the S22 updates that I'm going to bring. I'm waiting for the phone and as soon as I get it, I'll be testing it out. Alright, so yeah. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification icon, mark all, so you get to know as soon as I put those videos out. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.